Hello, it appears I'm vlogging again. And it's a bit of a shock one, to be completely honest. Say hello to Donut, who is looking, I can't zoom in, oh beautiful, because he's had a haircut yesterday. So cute, aren't you? He looks stunning. Honestly, he's gone from happy hacker-esque to event horse. I couldn't quite believe the difference in how he looked. But back to the thing, bit of a shock one. We happened to be going arena eventing today. We only discovered at about 10 o'clock this morning. Say hi, Donny. Because Mum had forgotten that she'd entered us. So, best catch Titan and crack on. Good boy. Good morning. You wouldn't believe what we're up to next, because I'm a bit shocked too. Alright, Maxie. Oh, do you want to actually come in with me today? Interesting. Alright, Mr. Event Horse. So cute. Good boy, Tights. Maggie says, excuse me, you're meant to be chasing me right now so that you bring me in. Bye then. See you later, Gator. See you later, girlie. See you later, Flinty. Right, so I'm grabbing Tights in because typical grey horse fashion, he needs a bath before we go. So I've been manic lately, so I've not had time to stop and do any extra admin. So Mum's been giving me a hand in doing any entries when I've not had a chance to get in for the closing date. And we were having a discussion the other day. Come on, mate. And we'd been planning on going show jumping at Vale, arena eventing at Vale. He's on a go slow. That's Mum chivying us. We had the option to do that, and then we actually decided that instead I would have a jumping day at home and jump all three. Just switching the electric back on. Good boy. Come on, let's go get a bath. Yes. So that's what we decided, and Mum went, I can't remember if I've entered you or not. And I was thinking, well, surely you know if you've entered me or not. So we went to check the times, and as it was, entries were still open. I think this was back on Thursday, and entries were still open, so we couldn't see who was entered. And then it just went out of my mind at that stage. Thank goodness that while I decided to have a steadier Saturday morning, editing a vlog, thank goodness that Mum decided to be nosy and see who was entered for Vale, because it's one of those BE qualifiers. Because if she hadn't, she wouldn't have spotted Evangeline Llewellyn-Smith riding Dark Rum on the list for, I can't remember what time, 1:15? Sorry, I'm multitasking, I don't have enough time as always. 1:15, I think. Good boy. Come on then, sweetheart. So, she came sort of storming into my room and was like, you're entered. And we had a little ponder and thought, which horse are we going to take and whatever. And I was just like, or whether we would draw and just do the original plan that we'd come to for this morning. Good boy. Yeah, so we were pondering whether we just did the original plan that we'd come to this morning of jumping everybody. And I just thought, I'm not wasting an entry fee on just because we've forgotten to go. So I just need to give him a quick bath, and then we're going to get on the road. I've been dashing around trying to get my morning jobs done so that I can still come home and jump Donut and Maggie. I've also been on the phone like, I'm really sorry, I need to rearrange the lesson that's booked this afternoon because I was meant to be teaching this afternoon. But they've been understanding and we've rearranged it. I'm saying a lot this morning, sorry. I think it's just because I've been caught off guard a little bit. But by the same token, very excited to take Beastie out, see how he goes. We went show jumping last week. It wasn't the best in the world, but then again, we haven't been jumping since June, other than when we went to Aylesford, so we haven't been competitively jumping in ages, and we hadn't really done much before that either. So, bit rusty, weren't we? but I think this is going to be really good for us. Go and get some mileage, back out competing. Right then, let's get you clean. Yeah.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough for you.
We are clean, we are ready, we've got our boots on, and we've just hopped out the wash box because of course nobody can walk with travel boots on, can they, in my string of horses. Gosh, we're keen bean. He came up from the field like dragging behind me, and now he's just like whoosh, we're going out. Good boy.
I see your stories and I can't believe all the people you meet. Think you belong with everybody else, but you belong with me. And there's nothing I can do.
We're here. Good boy. Titan says I can hear a tannoy. That's very exciting. It's not as busy as I thought it might be so far, at least today. I've not seen this, like, who's entered. Good boy, Tights. But I did wonder if it might be a bit busier because it's a BE arena eventing qualifier today. Not really why we'd come. We'd more been thinking get another run out and jumping, which is the plan for Tighty. But I'm about to go and have a bit of a nosy at the course. Hopefully I find it a bit less nerve-wracking than I did when I was walking Maggie's course, because that was quite a tough one. We'll see, won't we?
You don't see straight when it comes to her. No, she's gonna eat you up whole and spit you out, and then you'll be free. Every piece. I wish you could be happy, yeah. But I can't lie. LA made you crazy, yeah. You don't care what's real no more. No, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. This is goodbye, bye. LA made you crazy, yeah. You don't care what's real no more. No, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. Don't I make you feel something? Or maybe you can't feel anything. She's not gonna give you everything. I wish you could be happy, yeah. But I can't lie. LA made you crazy, yeah. You don't care what's real no more. No, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. This is goodbye, bye. LA made you crazy, yeah.
Hello, you hiding? Hiya. Good boy. That's a tough course. It is. Right then, it's quite a tough course. It's up to height, which is to be expected for Vale. Hello, darling. Good boy. And the cross country has some really tough elements. I mean, we're sharing most of it. Any of the technical bits really are being shared with the meter. So that's tricky, but I said to Mum, bit same theory as when we took Maggie round. I'm just gonna go, and if it feels like it's getting to be too much of a question, I'll just pull up and retire. But it's good to go out and see where we're at, see if we've learned anything from going out jumping last weekend. We've not jumped since. Obviously I'd have probably had a pop at home. I was planning it today, but I would have had a pop at home in preparation for today, but it doesn't work like that if you don't realise you're going. But that's fine. I think we should be okay. Go have a pop round, see what happens, and have a little bit of fun. Okay, here we go. Titan going show jumping. Titan isn't the most careful show jumper in the world, as you're about to see, but you can see he is incredibly excited and keen to get on with the job. And in comparison to his previous week's show jumping, I was very happy because he was much more forwards and up into the bridle, and we were cracking on with it. And this was a much bigger course than we jumped the week before, and I think that was much better for him. So here I'm quite happy with this mid-phase of the course. We were getting on with it fairly well, and we were coming around to this double which walked quite long, but he was able just to take it on and crack on quite well. I noticed after this fence that it was as he was coming around the corner, he was just getting away from me on the way to the oxes, and that's why we were having the rails down. But equally very nice to see how joyful the boy is, even if that means he's clattering rails as he goes. And again, we just took the front rail out there as I asked him to go a little bit deeper. But it's another round under our belt. He is very different from Maggie to ride round a show jumping course, and I just really need to get the knack and try and persuade him to be a little bit more careful. So here we go, the walk outdoors. I also thought when I walked that show jumping course that it was death by dog legs, and actually I was really pleased that our rails didn't come from riding the dog legs. That obviously showed I rode the lines quite well. I just need to practice coming off the turns a little bit better. Right, we're on to cross country. We've jumped 1, 2, 3, just popping over number 4, and he's starting to settle into a bit of a rhythm now. This is quite big. I know I was expecting it to be fairly full up, but it was a much bigger course than I was even expecting then. So I didn't want him to take a flyer into this because he had water afterwards. And then that was a big step up and then a skinny afterwards. And he actually rode it really well. I just kept even rein pressure, even leg, and he just rode straight. And here I was really pleased with him just jumping down the hill and jumping well here. I was trying to get my change in gears. I think I need more choice within his pace and more adjustability so that we don't have those uncomfortable jumps like over the wishing well. But the big thing with Titan is he really, really loves cross country. He really loves it. I mean, he had a spook at the owl hole just there, but he still got on with it. And then we're coming to this quite upright skinny, and he just pops through and up the step. And I was fairly worried about this skinny out the water. I thought it would be one we'd be liable to run past, but he was fine. He pops over it. He's slightly unorthodox, sticking his head up in the air, but we know that's just Titan, and he flew off the drop. Again, another fairly decent question of a corner, straight as a die, pops over it. And it was a fairly long course, you know. Most arena eventing, you don't get a course this long, so it's a really good test for us just to keep going round in a rhythm. Again, another upright fence. He had a moment reading it and just sort of scrambled with his legs and then cracked on. And straight off the drop, bold as anything. So I was really pleased about that. Came round, popped over this house. And then there was this first tricana that he came to jump, and he jumped this really fantastically. I was very pleased. Now here I saw a long one and then I thought better of it. And you can see his fifth leg. He was very clever. Maybe I should have just kicked on and ridden for the long one. But, you know, that's just experience. There's times when sometimes I maybe see one that's a bit too long for Titan but would be okay for Maggie. So that's where, particularly as I'm getting used to jumping all of them at once, that I have to sort of check myself and make sure that I'm riding right for the horse that I'm sat on and I'm not going to put us into trouble. So sometimes you're just a little bit better getting your shoulders back, keeping your leg on and letting him make a decision. But overall, I know we had 3 poles down, but I was thrilled with him. He was a really good boy, and there's so much that I can work on at home and in training to help improve that show jumping round. But he has not jumped this well in years. Wow, that was fun, wasn't it, Beastie? He says, I'm just trying to enjoy my mash in peace. Is it tasty? Yeah. Good. Ugh. Right. I need to tie my hair up. That was super good. So obviously show jumping needs some work. He just kept coming around the corner, seeing the fence and being like, yeah, and galloping at it. But the cross country he respected so much more. And we had a few iffy jumps, but realistically that's the toughest thing he's jumped in, I'd say, over a year, probably 2 years. And he is so game for it, and we need refinement, but I so enjoyed it. And there's so much more we can do. He's still getting really fit. One of my friends, once he's had his mash, we're going to pop him away, because my friend Millie, she's here in the meter class, and they came early to watch us, so I'm wanting to get him popped away so that I can go and watch her around her course. And we were just discussing, like, her horse doesn't like doing dressage. Titan's very good at dressage. Her horse is good at show jumping. Titan's not very good at show jumping, and they both love cross country. So we were just trying to devise a new event that involves Titan doing dressage, Millie's horse doing the show jumping, and then us going around the cross country. But Mum seems to think that that might be a thing, so we're going to go research it, because that would be so fun, wouldn't it, Tights? Good boy. Yeah, and she's trying to persuade me to join riding club as well, so might do that with my Beastie. So enjoyed today. Good boy.
Let's see if we can fall over.
Right then, we're home now. We picked up the doggies as we went past. I'm gonna get Titan off, put his rug on, and then I've literally brought bridles around to the lorry, and I'm gonna tuck some jumps up, and we're gonna jump Magsy and Donutty straight away. Then we've got some fence posts put up. But anyway, in the meantime, there you go. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you would like to see more of us, make sure you press that subscribe button. See you later.